What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. So, Michigan State basketball starts their 2026 March Madness tournament run on Thursday, 4:05 on TNT against the 14th seeded North Dakota State Bison. Now, Michigan State coming in. I believe this is the first time since 1997 or 1998. I don't have the year exactly right. I saw the stat earlier, but first time since then, so a long time, that Michigan State is coming in off of two straight losses. Obviously, the loss on the last day of the regular season, and then the loss in their first game in the Big Ten tournament. Now, coming into this one, North Dakota State, they are coming in winners of four straight, coming in to this game on the year 27-7, 14-2 in their conference to win the regular season and the tournament championship for their league. Now, this is an interesting matchup in some ways that definitely makes you a little bit nervous with certain things, as we'll get into. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to go through the matchups here a little bit and get into this game. But before we do, if you could, just hit that like and subscribe button down there. We'll have more Michigan State basketball content on the channel. We'll have more content for March Madness here. Other stuff with previews for the rounds of, the rounds of 64. We'll get to the round of 32 this weekend. And as we move throughout this tournament, we'll have videos to, talk about everything that happens. We'll also have, shorts up as well. YouTube shorts will be over on TikTok as well, giving daily picks and, quick reactions to stuff that happens as well that is pretty relevant for March Madness. So just make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a video. But let's just jump into this North Dakota State Bison team. You start out with a guard for them. Damari Wheeler-Thomas leads them in scoring with about 14 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, averages a steal, shoots at 39% from 3. Travion Carson, 12 points with 6 rebounds and 3 assists and 2 steals while shooting at 38% from 3. Markai Strickland, 12 points, 4 rebounds on the year, does not shoot it at all from 3. Has only shot 1 free on the year and did not make it. Trayson Anderson, 10 points per game with 5 rebounds. You look at Noah Federson, 9 points and 5 rebounds as well. As a team, 81 points a game, solid scoring team, if not above solid. 36 rebounds a game, which is fairly solid overall. 16 assists, 8 steals, which is very impressive for them. 3 blocks, turned over about 11 times, 47% from the field, 73% from the free throw line, and 37% from 3, which definitely is something to look at here for Michigan State and something they're going to have to work on defending. Now, looking through some clips and, a little bit of their film here, the driving kick to the corners and to the wings for 3 is a problem. Watching it, it's all over their film. It's all over their film, driving, getting to the paint, kicking to wide open corners for 3. So defending the wings, defending the gaps, and that's not, obviously, yes, that comes down a lot to the guards and wings, sticking to their guys and everyone, point of attack defense, hedging defense, and, pick and roll defense, pick and pop defense, which was a horrendous problem last week in Friday's game against UCLA. It was absolutely horrendous. So you've had about a week to work on it. Hopefully, over these last 6 days, you were able to get some things fixed because that was a problem. But the guard and wing defense is going to need to be there. But I think it does start with the point of attack defense and that pick and roll defense, because if you're not letting the ball handler get downhill and you don't need people to help, then those threes, those pop-out threes, they don't open up. But if the point of attack defense isn't good, or if a screen does come, either pick and roll, pick and pop, however you look at it, if that isn't solid and you're not redirecting that ball handler out or, to the side, and, you can just handle that with a 2-man, 2-on-2 defense. You don't have to, have 3 guys in an action to leave odd numbers, and you got rotations everywhere. That's the key there, I think, because if you let this team, who is very solid, 37% from 3, if you're just letting them step into wide open threes, that's a recipe for not a fun Thursday after late afternoon, early evening. So that's going to be key for Michigan State. As I said, it's all over their film. The driving kicks to the wings and corners for three. They're 67th in assist to turnover ratio. We said turnover about 11 times a game, solid number of assists. So I think a big thing, it comes down to defense in this one. We talked about the certain things and matchups of how you want to kind of play that, but just trying to force them over. And not an overly turnover team, like we said, but they're solid in terms of assist to turnovers. So you're going to want to try to turn them over as best as you can, and you're doing that with point of attack defense and staying sound in the gaps. They're 91st with 26 3-point attempts per game in the country. They're 39th in 3-point percentage with that 37%. Now, something to also pay attention to, we mentioned solid rebounding team, but they're 107th with 11 offensive rebounds per game. So going to want to keep them off the offensive glass and creating those second shots. You want to defend the point of attack, pick and roll, ball screen defense, high closes out to the wings and the corners for three to not let them get good, clean looks. Try to funnel them inside, taking tough twos, taking away those 3-pointers as best as possible, keeping them off the glass, limiting them to one shot, and then get your running game out going, forcing those tough shots and getting out. Jeremy running the break, getting the guys going will be key in this one. And, just a couple other keys to look at in this game for Michigan State. We talked about defending the gaps on the driving kicks, especially. I said a lot of that I think has to do with the point of attack defense, so a lot of that's probably going to have to do with Jeremy. And then who's ever coming in the ball screen defense, whether that's Jackson, whether that's Carson, whoever it is, being solid and not having whatever disaster happened last Friday against UCLA, because that was some of the worst defense that I've seen by a Michigan State team in my entire life. So thankfully they've had 6 days to, fix some things in that area, and I hope they did. But defending the gaps, driving kicks to make those passes not readily available for those kickouts for threes. Keep them off the offensive glass, like we just talked about. But part of keeping them off that offensive glass is off the misses, get out and run. This team, North Dakota State, the middle of the pack tempo team overall. So get out, run. Just talked about it. It's the three things we always talk about. It's the mantra of the program: defend, rebound, run. Something you say every game, but in this game, that rings true as well. But you want to attack inside. This team, 222nd in 2-point percentage defense. So you want to get inside. So that means Jax, Carson, get into the lane. Cohen, lobs. But also Cohen lobs, what we've seen when he's been really successful this season as well. Like, yes, the lobs are incredible. The breakaway dunks are absolutely insane. But some of the most impressive Cohen moments have been, catching the ball, dribbling down, whether it's just a straight drive to a back down and finishing at the rim off the backboard, dribbling in for like a mid-range good, like free throw line elbow jumper, him being aggressive inside, just finishing at the rim, in traffic too. That's been some of the most impressive Cohen moments this season. Like, yes, the dunks are what's going to make Sports Center and, Instagram and the highlight reels, whatever, but some of those moments have been when Michigan State has been the most successful. So looking for that in this game as well, attacking inside, not just the bigs, but Cohen as well. The guards getting downhill. Jeremy getting downhill, should I say. Looking to get his teammates involved, obviously, but also being able to finish in the lane, like we've seen, his little pull-ups in the lane, but also, the seals from the bigs to get good layup looks and opportunities. You want to try to run them off the threes, get tough twos, funnel them into the bigs to try to force them to go inside, force them off that 3-point line as much as possible. And then, as we said, kind of a little bit more on Jeremy. Jeremy, they're setting the table. In this game, really kind of getting your feet wet. The freshman, their first tournament game. Kurt Tang, get him going. If you can get him to see a couple shots to go. Trey Fort as well. Really, really holding out hope we get some Trey Fort minutes, because I think that could be a real spark off the bench for this team. And I know a lot of it is determined on if he's hitting shots or not. But, last game, look what he did against UCLA. He helped kind of spark this team. Is it likely that we're going to get what I've been asking for a couple weeks now? Trey Fort running the point guard for a couple possessions? No, but it seems like they did go to Jordan Scott running the backup point guard a little bit as well. So I would like to see a little bit more of that. Obviously, too, I think Tom talked about it in the kind of media availability on Wednesday. It's like, it all depends on how the game goes. Like, we talked about it to kind of end the season here. like how important Jeremy is to this team. Like we kept talking about, like, yeah, if you can steal a minute or two, like, whatever, but you got to get to the tournament. And when you get to the tournament, Jeremy, you may be playing 38, 39, 40 minutes. But Jeremy, as we said, just so important to this team. And setting the table for the freshmen, getting them comfortable. Cam Ward, getting him rolling, getting him being able to be physical inside, getting some good looks for Jordan Scott to maybe knock down a couple threes as well. Kurtang, Trey Fort, whenever they're out there, maybe giving them a couple good looks from threes, or some backdoors cut to the basket, whatnot. But really, then at the end of the day, what I think this first game come down to, the seniors and the leaders, leading this team. The seniors in Carson and Jackson, but then Jeremy and Cohen as well. The guys who have been there and played a big role in this Elite Eight team last year, and have been here in multiple tournaments now. It's them kind of leading the way this first game, getting the freshmen and the other players who maybe didn't have a bigger role on the team last season, in terms of like Kurtang, just showing them the way. Like, hey, this is the energy that we have to come out with. You cannot come out to a slow start in this one at all. Like any NCAA tournament game, you cannot come out slow starting, especially against a team like this who shoots it so well from three. You cannot come out to a slow start, and a slow start is both ways. You can't come out on a slow start on offense, but you especially can't come out on a slow start on defense and have some miscommunications. Let them get wide open threes. Let them get feeling themselves with a really good three-point shooting team. See a couple go down, and then you're fighting back. And we've seen that at times this year from Michigan State. And it's bit them in some games against good teams. So against a team that can shoot the ball as good from three as North Dakota State cannot have that. Got to come out firing on all cylinders. And I know Izzo has talked about it multiple times, since Selection Sunday and kind of leading up to this week, is the focus. The focus this weekend starts with this first game. The complete focus on North Dakota State and what you got to do to win this game. And it's survive in advance. It's win or go home for a reason. So going to need the focus on all these details to win this game. So for this one, we'll head over to Bart Torvik. Bart Torvik has North Dakota State 115th in the country, 122nd adjusted efficiency offense, 121st adjusted efficiency defense. Now, Michigan State on Bart Torvik is at number 12 currently, 28th adjusted efficiency offense, 17th adjusted efficiency defense. So we've seen the offensive adjusted efficiency go way up there. We've seen the defense dip a little bit, but overall, Bart Torvik has this game as a 78-64 Michigan State win. Now, this is the first one. We know how this thing goes. We've been beaten the first round before, so you don't look at a 14-point spread and think that that's just, yep, we should blow this game out, or we should, blow this team out, whatever. We just talked through some reasons for concern. Their three-point shooting, some other stuff they do, their steals, eight steals a game. Like, there's some reasons for concern here, but Michigan State, as we just said, stay focused, stay in the gaps, point of attack defense, ball screen defense, which leads to the gap defense, not letting them get clean looks at threes, but then also just running, staying solid on the glass like you've been all year. We talked about that defensive part just now, but then knocking down a couple of shots, and Jeremy just setting the table for everyone to get everyone feeling good. This first game of March Madness to, this is a good team, in my opinion. We talked about the reasons for concern, the three-point shooting, steals, whatnot, but high-scoring team overall, too. So this will be a challenge. First game of the NCAA tournament, midday on Thursday. But look, this is the best time of the year. Cannot wait for Thursday when you're seeing this, Thursday is here. But cannot wait for this game. We'll be back afterwards with a recap, obviously. But thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.